Back onto the oval for the first of two sections of the 400-meter final. Just 4 athletes running in each of the 2 sections. You can win from either section. It's all on time. There is the meet record. Michael Norman, former world champion. And Nathaniel Ezekiel, who is in the field, has the fastest time amongst collegians this year. There's Auhmad Robinson, the SEC indoor champ. He'll be starting out in lane number 6.
Well, he had a harrowing come from behind run in the semifinals, but he did get here into the finals, has a good lane. So interesting, you just never know what kind of run you're going to get from him, but I think we're going to get a good run from him today because this is more of a time trial style run. He doesn't need to be jockeying with anybody else. He doesn't need to be playing any kind of position game. From the gun, he's got to go out hard. He's got to run for time in this first section. They're running for time in both sections, but I think a time trial suits him a little bit better than a straight up race does.
Of course, he's out there by himself in lane 6. Not anyone to gauge his pace off of, but that's not the kind of runner he is anyway. We saw him just go for it the first 200 meters in College Station a couple of weeks ago when he won that title.
This is an outstanding heat. You've got William Jones from Southern Cal in lane 4. He looked good in the semifinals, showing some really good fitness this indoor season after struggling with injuries last year. There's Jaden Davis from Arizona State. Castile High School out of Gilbert, Arizona, the new school record holder at Arizona State. And then TJ Tomljanovich down there, an Arkansas opportunity for some scoring. And guys, listen to this, believe it or not, TJ broke his toe, his pinky toe, just a week prior to the SEC championships, and he still ran. We saw him run in those championships. Coach Doug Case said this guy is a fighter, but it was just a freak little accident, broken toe, slowed him down very little, but he was able to compete in the SEC championships, and here he is in the NCAA finals.
6 of the 8 athletes in these 2 section finals are on teams that are contending for the team championship. So this is a big race for 3/4 of the field. From the inside, Tomljanovich of Arkansas, then Jones of USC, Davis of Arizona State, and Auhmad Robinson, the senior from Texas A&M.
Well, there goes Auhmad Robinson. This is a little bit more like the run we saw at the SEC championships where he was the 400-meter champion, all out to get the pole.
Jaden Davis is chasing as hard as he can, but Robinson isn't going to give up that pole today. 21-2 at the break. Now does he have the strength to hold off Davis? He is huffing and puffing hard, and Davis has those long strides. It decides he's going to try and pass on the curve. That's tough to do unless you're able to complete it. Takes a lot of energy. Davis, Auhmad Robinson, it's Auhmad Robinson. Wins the heat, establishes the time to beat. 45-55. Corrected to 45-54, and Jaden Davis 200ths of a second back. I don't know that I saw 200ths of a second of separation there, but Auhmad Robinson establishes the time to beat for the Section 2 athletes to shoot for.
Well, a little bit of a mistake on Jaden Davis's part. He tried to pass completely on the back straight, and then he continued to try to pass on the turn, and that's just too much work to do out there in lane 2, and that's a rookie mistake that Auhmad Robinson, the veteran, was able to take advantage of and hold him off and come away with the heat victory. Auhmad Robinson, he's all over the place as he gets to the end, but he was able to hold it together and come away with the heat win.
So it's Auhmad Robinson at 45-54, and then Davis just 200ths back at 45-56. So now these gentlemen in the second section, which include the top 2 qualifiers from yesterday, know exactly what they have to run. And one of them is this man, the senior from Baylor and Nigeria, Nathaniel Ezekiel. He has the fastest time in the country amongst collegians this year.
Well, he's having just a fantastic season. He won the Big 12 indoors, but more than that, he's just running really fast. He's the only athlete in the country that's been under 45 seconds. Run 47.74. And what's interesting is he just does what the coach tells him to do. He says, when I start thinking about it myself, I make mistakes. But when I follow the race plan that the coach has put in front of me, that's when things go well. And there you get a chance to see Will Floyd. He really kind of was a revelation for us at the SEC championship meet. Just broke out. And I asked Coach Carroll, I said, you know, how's he going to run today? And she said he's got to go for it, you know. He knows that Nathaniel Ezekiel is the favorite in the field. But Nathaniel Ezekiel does not like to lead these races. He's somebody who likes to come from behind, somebody who likes to build momentum after the first lap. So watch Will Floyd try to get out early and hold off the taller figure of Nathaniel Ezekiel.
Down in lane 3, that is Texas Tech's Shamar Uter of Jamaica. Again, A&M is in this thing if everything goes right for them. And Antoni Norkia of A&M. Uter's from Texas Tech. And Norkia from Texas A&M. But both teams are in it. It's wide open due to a lot of athletes expected to qualify from yesterday not doing so.
You've got Paris Olympians in Nortia in lane 4. Nathaniel Ezekiel, Nortia from South Africa, Nathaniel Ezekiel from Nigeria in this heat.
Once again, the time to beat from section 1, 45:54. Time posted by Auhmad Robinson of Texas A&M. From the inside, Uter from Texas Tech, Norkia of A&M, Ezekiel of Baylor, and Floyd of Georgia.
Well, there goes Will Floyd. You knew he was going to get out to a really quick start. Nathaniel Ezekiel, though, not far behind.
Ezekiel is going for that break, but he's not going to get it. Will Floyd gets there without any hesitation. Now it's Ezekiel's opportunity to get on his shoulder and try to pass him before the turn. Remember, Ezekiel, the only man amongst collegians under 45 seconds this year. Does he still have enough left in the tank to pass Will Floyd? It's Floyd off the turn. Ezekiel, he's got that 400-meter hurdle strength coming through, and he doesn't get there. Will Floyd, 45:45. That's going to be the winning time. Corrected to 45:43, and the Georgia Bulldog, the sophomore from Canada, wins the NCAA 400-meter title.
So important indoors to get the break in the first 200 meters. Will Floyd put all the pressure on Nathaniel Ezekiel, and Ezekiel usually likes to make the pass on the back straight, and he tried to make it there on the home straight. Floyd did such a good job of holding him off. He held position. Nathaniel Ezekiel had to run the long way around, and he ended up clear out in lane 3 by the end of that race. But masterful race by the sophomore from Georgia.
So Will Floyd wins it. Nathaniel Ezekiel was just 100th of a second behind in second. Auhmad Robinson's section 1 time holds up for 3rd place. And the sophomore from Georgia is downstairs with John.
Thank you, Dwight. So for the second consecutive year, Georgia wins the indoor 400, and it's a Canadian that wins the 400. So it's good to keep it on campus and in the country. That's really difficult. You know Ezekiel, you know what he's done in the past, and he's on your shoulder. How do you make sure that you can shake him over that last 100?
I mean, when you get that last 100, it's just hard. Just effort, trusting my training, trusting my endurance. Coach Carroll said to me before the race, take him to the deep end. That's what I tried to do, and it worked out well.
So you're new to Georgia. You come here in January. What's the whirlwind been like from you arrive in Athens and now you're going to arrive at the top of the podium over here?
It's a lot. It's quick, but, you know, we have the infrastructure, the coaches. I have people in my corner. I have great training partners. So, you know, it takes a village, as they say. So, to be more blessed.
Takes village, takes heart, and it just takes sometimes a lot of pain that you got to run through to finish the 400. Congratulations, Will. Dwight?
All right, John. Well, as you mentioned, 3rd Bulldog in a row to win this title. Last year it was Christian Morales Williams, also of Canada. The year before that, Elijah Godwin, who ended up winning an Olympic medal in the mixed relay in Tokyo. Men's 800 meters when we come back.